This is the 2022 Volvo XC90. Is it the right car for you, and can you afford it? Let's find out. This is the XC90, a luxury mid-size SUV. This model in particular is the T5 Momentum. The XC90 comes in 5 different configurations ranging from $51,000 to $65,000. And for 2023, all of the 7 trim levels are new. Their starting prices range from $56,000 to $70,000. This XC90 gets an average rating of 8.3 out of 10 from 3 of the main rating companies. Well, let's go take a look at the exterior. So the XC90 has 7 different color options, with this one being the ice white. We have this really cool chrome grille, has their logo right in the middle. We have these cool looking LED headlights. Then in the back, we have 2 really cool tail lights. And then if you wave your foot under the car, it will automatically open the trunk for you, and you can also close it the same way. This model XC90 has a 250 horsepower, 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that is turboed. Depending on the trim, you could either get a front wheel or a 4-wheel drive. And then at most, depending on the trim level, you're going to be getting about 21 miles per gallon city or 30 miles per gallon highway. Now, let's go take a look at the interior. All right, on the interior of this thing, we have this nice black leather seating, some black and silver trim. We have this multimedia screen that kind of looks like a tablet in a way. A couple cup holders. To start this car, you get to twist this little knob, and then to shut it off, you actually twist it the same way. You would think that you twist it to the right to turn it on, then twist it to the left to shut it off. And then we got a nice leather steering wheel. The USB port is actually inside of the center console, which isn't that big of a deal, but you would just think that they'd put it more towards the front. We do get the wireless charging, which I do like. All right, so in the back seat here, for being 6 foot, I get a decent amount of space. You can't expect too much from a mid-size SUV. We get the climate control, we can control everything. Little vents on the side, lights up here on the roof. We have this pull-down cup holder. These cup holders are tiny. We get that giant panoramic roof, which just makes the ride quality so much better. There's actually a 3rd row in the vehicle. I did manage to get myself back here. Keep in mind, I'm 6 feet tall. If you're just traveling around in the city and you had to squeeze back here, I think it'd be pretty doable, but I highly doubt that you'd want to do this on a long road trip. Now on our way back to the trunk, with the 3rd row seats up, we get a good amount of space, but keep in mind that you can put these down to free up even more space. And back here, there's no lip, so it's pretty easy to put things in and out. To close the trunk, we can either swipe our foot again, or we can just click one button and it will shut. Now getting this thing on the road, I noticed that the ride feels pretty comfortable. Acceleration isn't insane, but it's pretty smooth. It feels pretty luxurious, and then I have good visibility out the side mirrors and the rear view mirror. All right, so what are the numbers on this thing? So if you decided to finance this car, which you can still get new, what would the total cost of ownership look like, and how much would you need to make to be able to afford that total cost? Well, the MSRP of the base model XC90, the T5 Momentum, starts at about $51,000. So using a 72-month loan and a 10% down payment, your monthly payment would be at least $760 a month, with an average insurance rate of $140 a month and an average of at most 25 miles per gallon, which will vary depending on the trim level. Gas and maintenance will cost you at least $270 a month. This brings us to a total cost of $1,170 monthly. If you put at most 20% of your income towards car costs, you would need to bring in at least $5,850 monthly or $70,200 yearly after taxes. It is more ideal to only use 15% of your income towards car costs, however. In this case, you need to make at least $7,800 monthly or $93,600 a year. If you're looking at the highest trim level, the T6 Inscription, you can expect these numbers to increase. Your total cost of ownership will increase to at least $1,410 monthly. For this model, using 20% of your income means you need to make at least $84,600 a year after taxes, and for 15% of your income, $112,800. And of course, if you want the new 2023 model, these numbers will increase a little. As with all cars, these numbers are very rough estimates, and your actual cost for things like gas and insurance will vary. Now keep in mind, I say at least because it's actually hard to get one of these for the MSRP that it says online. The reality is, you're probably going to pay more, but you'll get extra features if you go to the dealer. Okay, so what about the safety, the reliability, and the depreciation on this thing? If you want the most reliable car and also mid-size luxury SUV in this price range, I would probably go more towards a Lexus RX 350 or the Acura MDX DX, but according to Car Edge, the Volvo, after 5 years, will only lose about 40% of its value compared to the regular car that might lose 50% of its value over 5 years. Another important thing to note, for 2022, IIHS rated the Volvo XC90 as one of their top rated safety picks. And so overall, you're not going to be flushing your money down the drain when you buy this car. You're going to get a very safe, somewhat reliable, luxury, mid-size SUV that's going to hold its value pretty decently.
All right, now overall, I do think it's a pretty solid car, but honestly, for the price, I don't think that you want to go for a base model in this. If you're going to spend the money, you probably want to get one of the better trim models just so you get all the features. I would probably give it a 7.9 out of 10 for the Dalton score, but for this model, the T5 Momentum, I'd probably give it a 7.1 out of 10.
Thanks for watching.